बापरे, इतना मोटा है. Okay, so we are on words number 3. So quick revision. Basic question. The advancement in Krishna consciousness is dependent on attitude of follower. Attitude of the follower. Okay. Then can you explain me the elephants bathing and connection to spiritual disaster?
Take part in the river and then come out and relax with the body, entire body, which is what known as. Similarly, some cannot commit sinful activities on the strength of which is one of the 10 of.
Why they do that?
Thinking that they will be able to counteract the sinful activities.
On the basis of strength of the holy. Because holy name will take care of that. But it is a biggest sinful activity. I mean, it is the biggest offense towards holy name. People do so many pious activities, but their main idea is that their impious activity will be washed off, whether it is right or not, wrong.
Wrong. It is wrong.
What is real atonement?
Awakening of Krishna consciousness.
So awakening means, why awakening? It is
Dormant.
It is sleeping, I mean dormant stage.
Yes.
From millions of lifetime, we have never taken care of our real duty towards human life. That's why it is dormant. So when it gets connected to devotee or any devotional aspect, it will starts to get awakened. So regarding text 1, what is the croaking of frog compared to? I mean, I'm talking about text 1. So
Like just speaking.
Are just speaking. So how it is compared to I mean,
It is compared to the problem of the Lord, which invites death.
And similarly then how it in our life, what is it?
People chat anything and they are trapped.
No. The croaking of frog is compared to whose talk? Mayavadi's talk, Karma Kandis and not Brahman. So impersonalist and materialistic. That is will always. So Mayavadi philosopher and Karmi and Karma Kandi or materialistic man. Okay. So what is the remedy for controlling the speech? What? How many activities? I mean, Krishnakatha includes all this. Glorifying Lord's name, form, qualities, and Leela, the activities, pastimes. How to control fickleness of mind? Krishna. So how? What is the significance given? Example given here. That focusing our mind on Lord's lotus feet, that will make sure that mind will not be fickle. Mind will be not be restless. What is it compared to? So how it can you? So can you explain? What happens when sun comes up? Darkness goes up. So there is only one thing, either darkness or sun. Similarly,
Maya or Krishna.
Maya or Krishna. So if we focus on Krishna, then Maya will not trouble us. So basically, Maya troubles what? Mind, because mind is the sixth sense. Who is the master of all five senses. So if we control mind, then we automatically control all the five senses. Like that. So this is very important to focus on Lord Krishna's lotus feet. Then anger, what is the remedy?
First of all, not generate the anger. And
On the basis of transcendental knowledge that it is actually troublesome for me, it is disaster for me to get angry. But even if somehow we get angry, then
Should use it for the devotees,
last
those who blaspheme Lord are devotees.
like Arjun,
Hmm.
Hanuman.
Yeah. And third,
check.
yeah, like that. Because as we are evolving in Kali Yuga, we cannot be angry and be justified. And the second characteristics of tongue is to taste. So how to control that?
Eat only prasadam, have it on scheduled time.
And in proper, appropriate quantity.
Appropriate schedule time, appropriate quantity. And best is that series I told you, the ingredients should be bought,
Cut, cleaned.
everything by the devotee only. It's served. Then our consciousness will be very pure. Okay. Then we are on the vritti. Goswami, Godas, we know. Now we come to Atyahar. What is Atyahar? So before coming to Atyahar, what are the three principal potencies of Lord?
External potency or marginal potential, internal potential.
Give example.
Internal potential like Alani Shakti, Srimati Radharani. And then the marginal potential be human beings, devtas, and external potential Devi Durga and Shivji.
And so what is called in this marginal potency is called in Sanskrit as Tatastha Shakti. So we have already discussed last time that whoever is within this Brahmanda, all are Tatastha Jiva, which are going through. So what is the choice to Tatastha? Tatastha means either he'll take shelter of internal potency or external potency. So who takes shelter of internal potency? What they are called?
Mahatmas.
They are Mahatmas. What is their task? What they do all the time? Bhajanti Ananya Manaso. Always do devotional activities. So Duratma and Mahatma, can somebody give the differentiation? Some points, what they do, what is their gati, what happens?
Mahatmas are broad-minded and they are fickle-minded.
Then
That is called basic satisfaction.
they are satisfied. Mahatmas and Duratmas are
More of ignorant, more of
modal. They are never satisfied. Next. Anything else?
Mahatmas have no anxiety, they're only peaceful. Mahatmas suffer.
They suffer. Anything prominent remaining? So always they always do. I mean, Duratma for sense gratification. Any example?
Mahatmas, devotees.
And Duratma, anything? Any karmi? Any practical example? I mean, individual we have studied in Bhagavatam or somewhere. Hiranyakashipu. All his activities were for sense gratification. He was never satisfied. He had 3 worlds at his feet, but he was unsatisfied. So that is Duratma. What are the 3 kleshas? So one you can explain. Srimniyas Prabhu.
Storm.
Suffering from life.
Suffering from demigod. What is it? So what is it? I mean, come which category?
The
Adi, Daivik. So it's demigods and Daivik. It should be same. Daivik. What is then next? Adi Bhautik. What is Bhautik? Other living entities. Bhautik means other living. So insects, enemies, or so many other entities. And then remaining Adhyatmic. So suffering caused by our mind and senses and each and every. Like that. So each and every person, whoever has taken birth in this Brahmanda, they are somehow or other getting miseries out of these kleshas. They may vary. It may vary. Some are, other lokas, they are too much in misery. And upper lokas, they have a little misery. But they have a misery because there is also have a death. But in middle, we are having a balance of Sukha and Dukkha. So it's the best position where we can take shelter of Krishna. Because too much misery also causes us not to take shelter. And too much enjoyment also will not induce any kind of, opportunity where we can ask for shelter. Or we'll have any idea about let us go out of this world. Again. So these are the before starting text 2, Prabhupada writes, what is this situation? So Atyahar, what is Atyahar and what are the what are the types of Atyahar? Prabhupada writes Atyahar. What is Atyahar?
Eating more than necessary.
So what are the examples?
If you excess greed.
Excess greed. Examples, any bag of rice. So what is the principle we have learnt there? And what is the universal principle is Isha Vasyam Idam Sarvam, means everything is the property of Lord and owned by Lord, controlled by the Lord, and He has given everybody a quota. So we should use only our quota. We cannot encroach on others' property. So little bit we have seen that also lastly. Prayas. Prayas means mundane things, which are anyway going to go. It will not last. But too much prayas and wasting our human energy for that, which anyway going to go. That is prayas. Example. Day-to-day life. What is the example? What is the basic requirement of a human being? Roti kapda. But how much they are doing endeavor for what they doing? Paraphernalia. Unnecessary, because they say, oh, paraphernalia defines my status. So they are using their entire energy for unnecessary endeavors, which are not needed for the soul, for say. Then Prajalpa. What is the category of Prajalpa? Unnecessary talking. Then
When we meet our friends and all, we do friendly talk.
and Prabhupada writes so many things also comes in Prajalpa. Like
Reading news before
reading news,
then
magazines,
talking
novels, puzzles,
doing many other
watching TV,
things.
playing cards, fish, all this, they are in Prajalpa category, wasting of time. These are all frivolous activities. Jana Sangha, what Prabhupada writes Jana Sangha about?
Associating with worldly mind.
That is
Who are
Jana.
not interested in Krishna.
And so, what are the examples of this? What is Bhukti Kami? Not Karma. Bhukti Kami means
Who are interested only in material things.
material enjoyment. Kami. Bhukti means bhog. Material sense gratifiers. What is Siddhi Kami? Siddhi. Siddhi Kami means they want some perfections, yogic perfection, siddhis. So they are also come in the category of what? Janasangha.
Janasangha.
I mean, the association which is not favorable to devotional service. And third is Mukti Kami. What is Mukti Kami? Mayavadi Mukti Kami. They are also okay. Niyam Agraha, can somebody explain?
There are two Niyam Agraha and Agraha.
What is Agraha?
Agraha is practicing rules and regulations for the sake of following.
And what is Agraha, Mataji? You only. What is Agraha? Ani?
For your own, as per your own interest and.
Just whimsically acting, rejecting everything, all the rules and regulations, and acting whimsically. That is Niyamagra. Both are unfavorable for devotional service. Okay. So this is how these things, 6 things actually, and Laulyam is mundane, Laulyam, whatever. So any example we have taken? Capitalist and communist, both are thieves. They may pose that, so this is the way we can serve. Why they are thieves? Communist and capitalist, because bag of rice example. So complete bag of rice example shows that entire everything is property of Lord, but capitalists say, oh, this is mine. Human go, if he sees bag of rice, he will get it for himself. And communist, if he comes, he says, sabko baat do. Or he will keep it there. Oh, mera nahi hai. But the right attitude is, devotee attitude, he said, whose property is this? Krishna's property. So give it to Krishna. Use it in Krishna's service. And when it is used in Krishna's service, then automatically it is served to entire humanity. Okay. So there it comes, Ishavasam. So this is how we have done 2 verses. So today we will start verse number 3. Utsaha Nishayat Dhairyat. Repeat after me. Tattat Karma Pravartanat Sangatyagat Sato Vritte Shadbhir Bhakti Prasidhyati Utsaha Nishayat Dhairyat Tattat Karma Pravartanat Sangatyagat Sato Vritte Shadbhir Bhakti Prasidhyati. Sing it. I mean, somebody can recite. Anyone else? Harekrishna. Anybody else? Dhuri Prabhu. Okay, very nice. Now it is okay, na? Little bit. Are you proud? Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Yeah, now it is okay. Because I am getting stressed. Stress in the sense. Hare Krishna. Yeah. Right, okay now. So these 6 activities are favorable to Krishna consciousness, for advancement in Krishna consciousness. So Utsaha. अरे श्रीनिवास प्रभु थोड़ा पानी लेंगे कि मेरे को एकदम मैं भूल गया मैं थैंक यू so first is utsaha that is being enthusiastic क्लास में लेंगे मैं भूल ही गया बहुत बार so utsaha means being enthusiastic in devotional life endeavoring with confidence being patient dhairya tattat karma pravartanat means acting according to regulatory principles and sangha tyagat again abandoning the association of non-devotees. See, Rupa Goswami is giving in two verses same thing. That means it's very important. Jana Sangha means don't associate with people which they have, I mean, those who have no connection with Krishna, that is Jana Sangha. And Sangha Tyagat, again, those who are non-devotees, don't associate with them. That means the importance is given, equal importance is given to how much you endeavor in Krishna consciousness is as much important than not associating with non-devotees. Otherwise, it is like elephant's belly. Or maybe you can say you earn the money and then you squander it. So no Sanjay. Yeah, please.
Some families know that are only non-devotees. How you can avoid?
Very good question. So in the initial stages, what happens? That there are almost every devotee has this problem. Those who are brahmacharis, sannyasis, even their family members are not, following devotional activities. But still, what happens now? The Krishna is so merciful that we have to see in from this angle that when we become devotee, we are being told that we should preach, because that is our one activity. Jiva Daya, Jive Daya, isn't it? So we have to show that Jiva Daya to our family members also. So if we are preaching to them in one sense, two ways of preaching is there. One is giving Shastric knowledge. Second is our behavior, a loving reciprocation to their deal. How they deals with us, how they deal with us. See, our mother and father, they have raised us. And now if we say, oh, you are eating onion, garlic and so on and so forth, so they will feel very bad. Thank you, Prabhu. Most of the time, 99.99% this has happened, that when devotee preaches to their relatives, shastrically, giving references and all, this is right and wrong, they have never ever been, favorable to iskcon. They have never changed their habits. But whatever they are doing, you just be very lovingly, friendly with them. Over the period of time, they change. So understand that at one point of time, we have to give up jnana also. See, jnana vairagya will help us to develop our prema, love to Krishna. You're getting me? See, jnana means that we are not this body, this world is not for our enjoyment. This is required because right now we are doing this. We are thinking that we are body and this material world is made for me to enjoy. So the jnana is required at the initial stage. And that is a vairagya in the sense, this is not made for me. But as we develop the spontaneous love for Krishna, then even we don't need jnana about this material jnana. Even this, we are not this body and this material, the things about the material world. Are you getting me? So the last thing is love only. People do not care how much you know. They care how much you care. How much you care about me. How much you love me. They will be initially very attractive, or so many things. But then how you deal with them, that is the thing that matters for a long time. Long term. So we should never ever forget this while preaching, that we are not doing any favor to others. Or I'm preaching to you. No, we are actually sharing Krishna's love with them, Krishna's compassion with them, because our Guru has shared that with us and brought us close to Krishna. So it is our responsibility to do that to others, isn't it? So that we can do by our uh, compassionate dealings. Again, in initial stages in iskcon in 1980s, when Prabhupada left immediately, then there were, for a certain time, there was no proper leadership in many countries, because within 11 years of span, there were so many temples were opened, 108 temples. And Prabhupada was single-handedly, 14 times he traveled all over the world. Of course, there were leaders, but they were not going to each and every temple. Okay? So, in many temples, there were devotees who were saying, oh, very strict, in the sense, they were not following this compassion, and they were strictly, that, like I'll give an example. One, in 1977, Prabhupada visited one temple, and Shama Priya Mataji, one Shama Priya Mataji, she had an infection in her finger. So Prabhupada asked her several times, how is your finger? Huh? Are you taking some care of that? And Prabhupada would leave to another temple. Again. 6 times he asked. So Harishwari Prabhu writes in his book. So at that moment, all other devotees were telling Shama Priya Mataji, why are you in Maya? Cut your finger and start serving Krishna. Can you imagine this? this is how. Okay? You are in Maya. You are taking care of body. You are not this body. So this is troubling you. So I'm just telling you so again, then later things evolved, and those. She didn't do, cut her finger, of course, because guidance was there. The Harishwari Prabhu writes that episode in his book, this much only. So he was giving the idea that how, when 77 to few years, it was like no shelter. So those who were just initially been introduced, they were first we come to know that how material world is bad, and that we are not this body, and so on and so forth. Vairagya is very prominent. But we don't understand the thread of iskcon. What is that? We have to develop love to Krishna, means we should be loving everybody. So that thread is missing. Understand? So whether that non-devotee or human animals, that's all, they are also part and parcel of Krishna. So we can't neglect them also. So how can we neglect our dear ones, our parents, or our relatives? So associating with them means that is not Jana Sangha, that is preaching to them by our behavior. How you deal with them. Be with them, and they say, oh, he is not preaching to me, he is not being forceful to me, or be iskcon devotee or something, but he is very nice now. Previously, he was doing so many nonsensical activities. Now at least he is very good, not preaching and doing some social activity. Clean, in goodness. Don't waste, he doesn't waste his time. So all these things in the span of time will make them favorable. So that is not Jana Sangha. Jana Sangha means, understand what is Jana Sangha. If you are with someone and they influence you to do all this sense gratification act, that is Jana Sangha. Suppose your friends meet you. अरे बहुत साल हो गए, now you are not doing, एक cigarette पीने से क्या होता है, और एक, that is Jana Sangha. Getting me? As long as you are there and you are not getting influenced and your presence is changing their consciousness little bit, that is preaching. That is not Jana Sangha. Understand? So whoever are they. So moment you understand that I am getting influence, leave that. That is Jan Sangha. That is Sangha Tyaga. I mean, we should do that. So what Prabhupada and Rupa Goswami, all they are writing, that most dangerous is those who break this four regulatory principle. And in that, their association will be forced, because we were also millions of lifetime we are doing that. And suddenly we are in iskcon and we are with devotees. So Sangha association affects. But again, we go to another Sangha, we will again get influenced by doing same thing. You don't get surprised, I'm telling you, even after 20 years, if we associate with the karmis, or we will forget everything, what we were doing. And we will do same thing. As if we have not done bhakti at all. This is how powerful is Maya. Daivi hi esha gunamayi mama Maya duratya. Krishna says, it's a Daivi energy, not material energy. In the sense, he's saying, I have empowered Maya so much that if I am not there, then she is as powerful as me. That's what Daivi Esha. Mama Maya, my Maya, Duratya. It is very difficult to cross. So the point is, the trouble is when we are advanced. So this Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Mada, Moha, Matsar will be, by practicing devotional service regularly, we may overcome, we will overcome. But Puja, Labha, Pratishta, these are subtle anarthas, they are very difficult to go. Getting me? That is the last snare of Maya. Thinking that, because when you get puja, labha, you think I am Krishna, I am God, I am as powerful as God. That is Maya, which makes us believe that you are the one. You see how many followers are there? They are worshipping you. Getting it? So that is Sangha Tag. So Sangha Tag means, so preaching means, like kabaddi, playing kabaddi. Kabaddi. All of you know kabaddi, how much. You have to go to other party, make sure you bring them into your consciousness. If you are not sure, you come back. That is Sangha Tag. Otherwise, who will you preach? Devotees are already preached. Devotees are already knowing all the devotional principles. Okay? Solve? Okay, Mataji? So, following in the footsteps of previous Acharya is Sato Vritti. So, these are the 6. So, previously we have seen 6 which were the unfavorable principles. Now, 6 are the favorable principles. Both of them have this very prominent Sangha Tyaga. Sangha, which is very important. Apart from that, these other things we'll see in details. So Prabhupada starts with, see, before coming to the topic, we have to understand the background. So now we'll see what is devotional service, and then we'll see how we can progress in that. So first, we have to understand that general idea, when say bhakti kya hai? Log bolte dhyan karna, baithe raho 2 ghanta. People have so many ideas about bhakti. They have their own definitions about devotional life. So Prabhupada clarifies that devotional service is not sentimental speculation or imaginative ecstasy. Third, sitting down idly for meditation, like pseudo yogis teach. Kya 2 ghanta meditation kya? That is devotional service. So for the beginners, when our mind is troubled, so initially it is very good to do meditation. At least nonsensical activities are stopped. But that is not the end. That is not bhakti. It's good for some time. But it is not defined as a devotional service. And Prabhupada writes that sentimental speculation means, I told you, each people, like Madhav Seva is Manav Seva. Have you heard this? People say, Arey, where is God? God is residing in everybody's body, heart. Let us serve them. That means Seva. So that is the idea. One idea is there, but that's not a proper idea, because how long you can serve humanity, because he is going to die, and again he will going to get birth. So actual serving any human means to revive his Krishna consciousness. By that time, he will not get birth. He will not get caught up in Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadhi. Otherwise, again he will get body, again he will die, again in disease and death. So teach him what is the what to teach a normal person. What will you? What is the principle? What is the basic thing you will tell to the non-devotee? We are doing free food for life. We have hospitals. But what we do along with that, main thing. So hundreds and thousands of organizations are also doing food for life. Hospitals are there. But we are also doing, but we don't do it only. How to change their consciousness from thinking that this world is for their own, and this is the place where they are going to live forever. So they, along with food and bodily care, we have to give them a spiritual care. From where they have come, why they are in trouble. So this knowledge is the first thing we should do. We should teach. Okay. So not sentimental speculation or imaginative ecstasy. Like I have visited one place a few months back. So one man was there. He was saying, when I do meditation, I actually go to some pastime. I feel ecstasy. I fly. So imaginative ecstasy. Like feeling that I'm not this body and I'm soul, but there is no proper sort of procedure for that. So it is imaginative ecstasy. In fifth canto, there is the explanation of the forest of material enjoyment. So sometimes, when we dream, I have become king, or I am in a very nice position, but that's not the reality. That is imaginative ecstasy.
It's like chanting and focusing on Krishna's pastime. So, it will come under imaginative ecstasy.
As long as when we chant and we started enjoying that ecstasy, then that is we are not enjoying, then it is imaginative ecstasy. In the sense, I will give you an example. That Daruka, once Daruka is the chariot driver of Lord Krishna. He was fanning Krishna, and while fanning Krishna, he went into ecstasy. Ecstasy is when our all indriyas become very pure. Now we are serving Krishna with impure senses, so we don't get ecstasy. Ecstasy means rolling. The hairs on our body gets straight. The tears comes in from our eyes like a torrent of rain. Sort of this. Vikars will study in the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. That is the automatic symptoms of ecstasy. So Daruka says he stops that. He says that will hinder my service to Krishna. That is not imaginative ecstasy. So that is proper ecstasy. So even though we know that we are going from bodily consciousness to spiritual consciousness, we bring back ourselves to service. But people want to get that imaginative ecstasy higher than service. Got it? So devotee wants, like even in Srimad Bhagavatam, when Shukdev Goswami twice or thrice goes to ecstasy, but he brings back himself again. He says, no, now my duty is to bring this man to proper consciousness. 7 days are only left. So imaginative ecstasy is that, to be very frank, I felt very high, and then after coming down, I need 2 cigarettes. So that is imaginative ecstasy. Are you getting me? So on the material plane, but thinking that I am a spiritual plane. Oh, abhi chai chahiye. Intoxication or getting me? So there is no proper channel. Ecstasy is, so in Prabhupada, when once he was in Vrindavan, so one somebody came, and then he started singing, then he started rolling on the ground, and then tears came. Huh? All the foreigners became very astonished. Arey, so very big devotional devotee, advanced devotee. And then one Rajavasi came, and he started beating him with the stick. He became very angry. So Prabhupada said he is fake. Because if you would have been a genuine person, then he would have not even known that, or he is getting beaten. Because he is already in the body, soul platform. But he became angry on him. So that we can understand what is actual ecstasy, what is imaginative ecstasy. So imaginative ecstasy's example is our Sahajiyas. Sahajiyas, you know Sahajiyas? Any idea? Okay, now not the time, we'll discuss later. Sahajiyas explanation is that those who take spiritual life very cheaply, just like I gave example, that भागवत कथा चल रहा है और जो भी कृष्ण कथा बोल दे बाद में बीड़ी पीएंगे, जैसे प्रभुपाद राइट्स, और they take vesh of gopis, men, and so on, but they don't follow any. They say we are already crossed that bhakti. That is sahajiya. So these are the imaginative ecstasy people. So this is not bhakti. What is bhakti then? Bhakti is practical activity. So people say, sitting idly, thinking about Lord, that is not the particular thing. We have to have an activity, practical activity. So Prabhupada writes that bhakti is a cultivation. Cultivation, we know. We have to cultivate a farm. Then can we sit, let there be mangoes, or we have to do something. That is the cultivation. As soon as we say cultivation, then there is activity. So what is that activity? So the definition of devotional service should be, first we'll see, Anya abhilashita shunyam jnana karmadi anavritam anukullena krishna anushilanam bhakti ruchyate. So what is the two prominent thing? Anya abhilashita shunyam. Anya abhilasha in the sense, when we are doing bhakti, there should not be any other ulterior motive from that. Only motive should be, what should be the motive?
Serving.
What will happen by serving Krishna? So what will happen to Krishna? To please Krishna. So only one motive should be to please Krishna. That's the only thing. And it should not be anavrutam. So avrutam means covered. Like you are covered with curtain. Anavrutam means it should not be covered by jnana, karma, adi. So we have already spoken. Jnana means material jnana, karma kanda, and adi means all other sorts of things. So there should be one motive to please Krishna. It should not be covered with material jnana and karma, adi means etc. etc. It should be favorable. Anukulena Krishnano. Bhakti should be anukul, not like I feel, let me serve Krishna by this. No, it should be anukul to Krishna, favorable to Krishna. Just like example. Now I'll ask you one question. Let's see. Chanur and Mustika. You know who are Chanur and Mustika? Wrestlers. They tried to kill Krishna Balaram. So when they fought with Krishna Balaram, they actually, one way they gave pleasure to Krishna in a Viryaras. You know that? Krishna also wants to fight with someone with, the suitable candidates. So Charun Mustika were very powerful. So they were one way pleasing to Krishna. Right? And Yashoda, she was trying to beat Krishna with a stick. And Krishna is crying. So what is favorable? What is unfavorable? What is the reason? What is the bhav? Vatsalya bhav. What is Vatsalya bhav? What she wanted through that activity? Why to discipline Krishna? What was the bhav? Natural bhav? Are he stealing from others' house? What will people say? Are chore hai? And parents have not given any training. That's why I want to train you. That is Vatsalya bhav. So she has to show stick. But it is favorable to Krishna. And Krishna likes it. In the sense? Yes. Because that is a love. But Chanur Mustika, even though they were favorably pleasing Krishna, but their motive was, what was the motive of Chanur Mustika? To kill Krishna. So that was not favorable. And Yashoda didn't want to harm Krishna, but to train him. So favorable, unfavorable, you understand it. So anukulena. So that is bhakti uchyate. Uttam bhakti means these three things. Anya abhilasita shunyam. Jnana karmadi anavrutam. It should not be covered with jnana and karma. Otherwise, mishra bhakti ho jayegi. See, unalloyed means, doodh with milk. I mean, milk with water, sorry. Milk with water means it is not pure, adulterate. So, bhakti should be pure. If it is jnana mishra or karma mishra, dhyana mishra, then it is unalloyed. It is alloyed. We want unalloyed. No sort of kleshas. Pure bhakti. Uttama bhakti. And it should be favorable. Okay? These are the three things we should know. And Anushilana, of course, it should have a discipline. This is Uttama. So, Uttam Bhakti means involves rendering devotional service in the way that is favorable to the Lord. Devotional service should be free from any extraneous motive. Sometimes somebody may say, Bhakti karne se, I will get rich. Or my distress from my life will go. Not motive is not to, or I'll enjoy more. And it should be devoid of prithvi karma, impersonal gain, all other selfish desire. We have discussed that. So in this way, so the point is that if devotional service is not the meditation or the sentimental speculation or imaginative ecstasy, then what is it? It is actually doing meaningful devotional activities. So what are the bhakti activities? So it is Vaidhi Bhakti, doing Vaidhi Bhakti. If you are not doing this is not Bhakti, then actual Uttam Bhakti means to do this Anukulena, Anavrutam and Anya Bilashitam Shunyam. But it is activity. So what is the activity? Vaidhi Bhakti. What is Vaidhi Bhakti? Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnu Sparanam. So page number 32, being out. So this Navamida Bhakti, that is pure Bhakti. So what is this? Somebody can read. Shravanam is a very famous sloka. Read.
Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnu Swaramana Pada Sevanam Harichanam Vandanam Dasyam Satyam Atmani Vidhi.
So, Shravanam means hearing the names and glories of the Supreme Lord. Kirtanam means to chant. Vishnu Smaranam. So, Smaranam means remembering the Lord. Then, Pada Sevanam. Then, Archanam means worshipping the deity. Then, Vandana means offering obeisances to the Lord. Dasyam, being servant. Sakhyam, making friends with, and Atma Nivedanam. So this is how we should be actively involved in one or many of these 9 activities. Okay, that is bhakti. But question comes, under whose guidance? In the sense, can I do it alone? Prabhupada writes, no, we cannot hear from the unauthorized sources. Unauthorized persons may be able to give spiritual knowledge, but that will not be helpful. So it should be done under the guidance of bona fide spiritual master. So 33 page, Tadvidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya upadekshenti te jnaninas tattvadarshini. So there are three things we have to do when we approach Guru. What is the first thing? Pranipat. You have to surrender unto him. We can't challenge him. Okay, you know spiritual activities, you know your bhakta, tell me this. We can't talk like this challenging way. We have to surrender. Sir, dear sir, I surrender unto you. Can you please tell me why I am suffering in this world? What is the remedy? Pranipat. And then pariprashna means you ask questions related to spirituality. In the sense, why, who is Krishna? What is my relation to Krishna? How can I revive my relation with Krishna? Why am I suffering? What is the life in this world? So and so. Pariprashna. Along with that, we have to do sevaya, means we have to personally serve him to please him. Even in the daily life, we see when we want something, what we do, first we serve him, right? And then ask question and then surrender. So, suppose one new businessman is there, and he sees one very successful businessman. I'm just giving an example. So what will he do? First, he'll have to serve. I'm giving some party. He'll ask question, how are you so successful? And I surrender, please tell me, what are the secrets? So even material activities, this is the thing. But in spiritual activity, it is not. So then the new businessman may become billionaire, right? So material activity, then he may say, oh, now we are billionaires. We are same together. But in spiritual activity, it is not like that. The disciple remains humble and surrendered to Guru eternally. Okay? So these things should be there. So we should do 9, bhakti means we should do 9 types of devotional activity, Dava Bhakti, under the guidance of spiritual master. And it is actually the norm. I mean, it is must for every human being. Mundak Upanishad says, Tad Vijnanartham Sagurum Eva Abhigacchate. We must approach to bona fide spiritual master. Why? If we want to understand transcendental knowledge. There is no other way. Okay? And then Prabhupada writes that how the Mahaprabhu says, Brahmanda Brahmite Kunda Bhagyavana Jiv, Guru Krishna Prasada Pai, Bhakti Lata Bhai. That how the soul is traveling from one body to another body in 84 lakh species of the life and trying to enjoy this world, but actually he is confined in this material world. Jagahe Bandi Shala. You must have heard this, isn't it? So, he is pleasure seeking. Anandamayo Abhyasat. We are part and parcel of Krishna, who is Satchidananda Vigraha. So we are searching it in wrong place in material world. So we are Brahmanda Brahmite. All 84 lakh species, we are searching for happiness. So what unfortunately we are seeking happiness on the bodily platform because of Ajnana, that who am I? We are not only in human body we can understand that no, actually I am soul, not the body. So Guru Krishna Prasade Paye Bhakti Lata Bhi. This 9 processes of devotional activity, devotional service, 9 processes will come in our life only when we come in contact with Guru or and then devotees, Krishna. So this is how the background is that iskcon is trying to give this opportunity to each and every human being on the planet. Association of devotees. And then this comes. Then how to do this bhakti? So this is how it is very important. So rarely if we are in this process, then we should do it with enthusiastic, in enthusiasm. Enthusiastically. Why? Because it may last. We have very short time, human life. So we should do it. So what is the enthusiasm? What is the definition of enthusiasm? Endeavor executed with intelligence in Krishna consciousness. That is called utsaha, enthusiasm. So it is a strong feeling of excitement and interest of executing activities related to Krishna consciousness by becoming actually involved in it. So it is very basic principle, a material principle that in any life, student life, artist, or any businessman, you can't progress if you don't have any enthusiasm. Enthusiasm is the only way to success, right? So similarly, if we show enthusiasm in this 9 process of devotional service, what is that? Which way? Strong feeling of excitement. Oh, let us chant. Let us do kirtan. Let us read. Right? And that way, we can show thorough interest in these activities and be actually involved. Sometimes or many times it happens, we are chanting, but we are not involved in it. We are thinking everything but chanting. Isn't it? That is means no enthusiasm in chanting. So, Shastra says that our entire activity should be Krishnartha Akhila Cheshta. How to please Krishna. All activities should be based on this principle. Krishna Artha Akhila Cheshta. Akhila means entire. Akhila means Purna. Cheshta means endeavor. Should be Krishna Artha. For Krishna. So Prabhupada writes that successful execution of Krishna consciousness requires both patience and confidence. So because it depends on the mercy of Guru and Krishna. So we have seen Brahmand Brahmitani and Tadvidhi Pranipatena. Because without getting Krishna and Guru's mercy, we can't be successful. So we have to follow this devotional service patiently under the guidance and instructions of the spiritual master. So Prabhupada writes, what is confidence in Krishna consciousness? That Prabhupada first writes, what is the patience? Prabhupada in 1969 went to New York, America. He had no support. Single-handedly he started this movement. No support of money or people, nothing. But he had patience. And slowly people started coming. And then within 11 years, all over world he had so many temples. Over 100, more than 100 temples. So Nishchay is important. I mean, dhairya means patience required. Of course, and Nishchay means confidence. Confidence in Krishna means in both confidence and patience, we have to think that not everything is on me. Avashya Rakshive Krishna. have confidence in Krishna that yes, Krishna is there and he will give me, he will protect me, he will give me help for the successful execution of devotional service. Let me persevere, let me do it, let me continually do the same thing without immediate result. So that's why Prabhupada writes the example of married girl. So married girl may want baby immediately. So it is not possible. Immediately she will get. So page number 36. A newly married girl naturally expects offspring from her husband, but she cannot expect to have them immediately after marriage. Of course, as soon as she is married, she can attempt to get a child, but she must surrender to her husband, confident that her child will develop and be born in due time. Similarly, in devotional service, surrender means that one has to become confident. Pranipat means we have to be confident. The devotee thinks, Avashya Rakshibe Krishna. Krishna will surely protect me and give me help for the successful execution of devotional service. This is confidence. Okay. So patience and Nishya and Dhairyam. Patience, determination and patience. Confidence and patience, of course. So the determination actually should be confidence. Confidence and patience is also required. So we have finished Utsaha, Nishya and Dhairya. Now what is Tat Karma Paravartana? So it means following the regulative principles of Vaidhi Bhakti with determination and sincerity. So there are Yama. Yama means 4 prohibitions. What are they? Prohibitions? No gambling, no meat eating, no intoxication, no illicit sex. Along with that, there are Niyama. So 4 prohibitions are there and 4 rules, positive regulative principles are also there. I mean, not 4. There are regulative principles, those are positive. What are they? Chant 16 rounds and serve the devotee, serving the devotees. And preach. So, niyama. So, because if you don't preach, see, we have to show some jivadaya because we are being shown compassion by somebody. So, preaching is also a part of that. Neglecting the regulative principles will destroy the devotional service. So, anything remaining? So these regulative principles should be faithfully performed with enthusiasm. That is important. So enthusiasm means just like those Olympic suppose runners, unless they get gold medal, they don't stop. They have enthusiasm, isn't it? Every day they get up. Every day they run. You know, it's not that, oh, let me just have that hare and tortoise. Not that like that story. So enthusiasm is, oh, let me do every day. Similarly, till the time when we get prema of our Lord, I mean, of course, enthusiasm should be continuous. That should be there. Let me chant. So enthusiasm will come when we'll be associated with enthusiastic devotees. So association of niyama is we should be associating with the devotees. So chanting 16 rounds, serving devotees, always associating. So it comes in sato vritti, of course. So sato vritti, sangha tyaga. So before sato vritti, we'll see sangha tyaga. So Prabhupada writes about sangha tyaga. In order to advance in devotional life, devotee must give up association of undesirable people. What are they? Karmis, Gyanis, Yogis, and other sense engines. So this, always we will have these four people: Karmi, Gyani, Yogi, and materialists. These are unfavorable people. Sangha Tyaga. ठीक है. Two examples are given. Once Mahaprabhu was asked by one household devotee that what is the principle of Vaishnavism? So Mahaprabhu said in one verse, Asat Sangha Tyag, I Vaishnavacha. So Mahaprabhu may have said so many things that good tilak, I Vaishnavacha, or good dress, I Vaishnavacha, or many things. 16 round. I mean, this one sentence, half sentence could be replaced by many things. But Mahaprabhu said, Asat Sangha Tyag, I Vaishnavacha. How much more it is very important. So if we are not associating with non-devotees, then whom should we associate? Because we have to associate. So Narottam Das Thakur says, Tandera Charana Sevi Bhakta Saneva. That Vaishnava is one who gives up the association of worldly people and lives in the company of pure devotees, executing 9 processes of devotion. This is the only way we can advance. So actually, I have half thing is not got edited, I mean updated. So when we have a confidence, about confidence, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur in page number 41 writes that we should know in bhakti that Krishna will always help. Avashya Rakshave Krishna. So there is verse from Bhagavad Gita is quoted, Neha Vikramanashvasti Pratyavayano Vidyate Solpam Apyasya Dharmasya Trayate Mahato Bhayat. So even if devotee doesn't complete his advancement in one life, still he doesn't have to be fearful. Because Krishna will make sure that he'll get another chance to start from wherever he left. That is Neha Vikramanashvasti. Don't be fearful. Trayato Mahate Bhayat. So Prabhupada writes a very nice statement is that once you are in devotional service and if you follow very strictly enthusiasm, then you are forcibly dragged to ultimate success. You have to just be very sincere. Your attitude should be favorable. You will be dragged to success. And then you should have a confidence in Krishna that although a fallen devotee, I mean, the one who has not completed bhakti in one lifetime, even if he take his next birth in a low family, still his devotional service will nonetheless resume from where he has left off. So that is the rakshan of Krishna, protection. So devotional service should be ahetuki and apratihata. So these two adjectives are very important. What is ahetuki? Hetu means motive. Ahetuki means no other motive. So ahetuki. Apratihata means uninterrupted. So, oh, now I have done something. Let me take rest for a few years. Let me go for a world tour. Uninterrupted. So, bhakti's characteristic is no mundane thing can stop it, and nothing mundane can affect it. Okay. So, devotee should be confident about his engagement and should not be very interested in karmic and yoga. This is the one thing which is should be added to our enthusiasm thing. And comes now Satovritti, last thing. Satovritti, Prabhupada writes that we should be following in the footsteps of previous acharyas who are very expertly, who can very expertly feel every moment with Krishna conscious activity. Like Prabhupada, he made in iskcon that 24 hours we can be Krishna conscious. Get up early in the morning, we can have Mangalarti, then Japa, Guru Puja, Bhagavatam class, Prasad, then serve Krishna with various ways. I mean, the Grahasthas earn for their family and Krishna. Again, come back, have Bhagavatam class, Bhakti Shastri class or Bhagavad Gita class, Gaur Arti, Shayan Arti, take Prasad and rest. That is also Bhakti. Taking rest for Krishna because I have to get up early in the morning for Mangalarati. So entire 24 hours is following in the footsteps of previous acharya. So that is Satovritti. So Prabhupada has made this arrangement that from Tamoguna we can rise to Shuddha Sattva. If we show enthusiasm, patience, confidence in devotional practices. Along with Sangha Tyagat and Satovritti. I mean, giving up the unfavorable association and associate with the favorable devotees. Like that. If we do that, then we'll advance very fast. So this is called Utsaha Nishya Dhairya Tat Karma Pravartanat. Enthusiastically executing the regulative principles of devotional service with patience and confidence. And in this way, one can advance in devotional service without hindrance. Okay. Any questions? Yes. Patience and tolerance. Tolerance is one that somebody and something is happening other than what you have planned, opposite to what you have planned, and still you tolerate, right? That I have planned to use this speaker, but it is not now showing echo. So I have planned that everything should be done properly, but I am tolerating that. Something will happen. Patience is you are expecting something to come, which have not come yet, but still you are not giving up the practice. Getting me? Are you clear or you want some more explanation? Example, the proper example. Patience is like right now we are not achieved love, prem for Krishna. Still we are, so that's why still we are patient and we are doing bhakti. Same again, we get up, we do 16 rounds. That is patience. Okay. And tolerating is the all Bhautik, Adhyatmika, Adi Devik, the kleshas are troubling us. Can we do anything about it? We should tolerate it. Is also very good. But this, you understand this? Something which we can't do anything about, like kleshas. Can we do anything? We have to tolerate. Or we are getting old. We have to tolerate it. Isn't it? But patience is what? Doing something to achieve the goal. The goal is not achieved yet. So, positive attitude. I mean, patient. Yes, it will come. Doing it.
Family members are not able
Mm-hmm.
to tolerate and
Acha,
that
you have to do both two things. Patience means you have to immediate, I mean, it is connected with praying to Krishna. Avashya Rakshive Krishna. Pray to Krishna that please make them devotees. That is patience. And tolerate means tolerating their activities which you don't like. you know, whatever activity, like they will, materialistic activity. Tolerate that because you have connection with them. Okay. And patience is they will become devotee. Ask Krishna, pray to Krishna. Avasya Lakshmi. Because we have to live with them. So best is if they become devotee, then that's fine. So take shelter of Krishna.
Not always possible.
Obviously.
No,
Huh.
really yes. But suppose you have close friends who are non-devotees,
Mhm.
who can't give up their association.
So we have to be very expert in dealing. Just like I'll give you example that there are two devotees. One devotee, if he goes to office and there is a party, suppose all of them know he will never come, but they respect him because he's consistent. That suppose cakes are there or so many things, he never takes, and he is very proper in his work. Then they respect him. He's a very pakka guy, gentleman, and he never take it. So nobody will force you to take it. Second person is a devotee. He sometimes takes, sometimes doesn't take. So people don't respect him. Are you getting me? This is the example. So with this kind of devotees, friends, we have to show this. It takes time, consistency. That I will never. So first it will be very troublesome.
Very
But still patience and time will come. They say, oh no, he is truly practicing devotional service, and we should respect. And they will respect your patience and tolerance. We are troubling him so much or troubling her so much, but still she is not giving everything and still happy. And I'm just telling you, the point is, we have to be genuinely happy in Krishna conscious activities. Then it will affect them. If we are doing so many things for happiness, we are not happy. He's not doing it, still is happy. Let me do this. That will come only when you do serious devotional practices. If you are, anybody who is, chalo, ye bhi chalta ho, neither he will not be a true example. And he will be always be in trouble. Getting me? So that's why patience is required. That all of us are coming from the anartha background. We have never been taught like this. But now it takes time to come to that standard. And it takes time. Then people understand, oh, first your brothers and sisters or friends will say, अरे देखता हूँ मैं कितना करता है तुम, है ना? Because they know that you were the emblem of so many things, suppose, और अभी तुम छोड़ दिया, let देखता हूँ. But they say, oh, अरे इतने साल हो गए नहीं करा, then they respect. Getting me? So this is a test because we are going against the current. That gives the problem. Flowing with the current, there is no problem. Automatically we go. All they are going, we are going against the current. That is the gives trouble. And we have to show that this is the path for me. Then they will respect. And at least they will remove from our path. So the trouble will be reduced. Okay. But these two will remain. So, in devotee's life, we have to do two things. Never ever you will find that any person who have no opposition. But it should be like 80-20, 85, 80% favorable, or 20% opposition, or 15%. It should reduce. But it's 50-50, that is very, then it's a problem in us. So we have to improve on ourselves. Okay? This is how devotional life is. Chudasya dhara nihita durattaya durgam patham yat kavayo vadanti. It is like walking on the edge of a blade. Chudasya dhara nihita durattaya. Again, durattaya means to travel is very difficult because little bit here and there cut. Inattentiveness. If there is no enthusiasm, patience, or confidence, then we will see here and there. And we will be inattentive and then we will be cut. So Durgam Patham, Kavayovada. So very stalwart people have given this. It is not a path of rosy, roses. We have to be very confident. Other a rose path, then you roll on it, doesn't matter. But we know that Kankar hai, problematic path. Any other question? What we have seen today. So, quick 5 minutes revision. 6 favorable things: Utsaha, Nishya, Dhairya, patience, Tattat Karma Pravartana, Sangha Tyaga Satopatti. So, Tattat Karma means to do Vedic Bhakti under the guidance of bona fide spiritual master, not hearing from unauthorized sources. How to do that? Under guidance of spiritual master, what do we do? 3 things: surrender, pranipad, ask questions related to our advancement, pariprashna, and serve, sevaya. And to understand spiritual knowledge, we should have enthusiasm, because there is no other way. We have to surrender to Guru. Eva abhigache Guru. And it is the rarest opportunity. Brahmanda Brahmite Kuna Bhagavanje. So how much enthusiastic we should be? If opportunity lost, we will again be in the 84 lakhs business. If you are not sure enough, like Neha Vikramanashasti is there, then we will certainly we'll start from the next life. But for that, again, devotee has to come in our life. Who gives us faith again? Devotee, right? So based on our a mountain of materialistic desires, unfulfilled desires, how it is so rare that next time, maybe 20, at the age of 20 or 30 or 40, which at what moment will be again in connection with Krishna. And again, start with this, again, enthusiasm, so and so forth. So how much it is very important to do it now, most of the part. Again, think that this is the last opportunity. That much enthusiastic we should be having. We should be. So that is the Tat Karma. So for that, we have to be very, very sure that Sangha Tyag should be priority. We have to. So Vairagya and Jnana should go together till we achieve Prema. Otherwise, cut. Again, we'll have to work for coming to the basics. And so that's why it is Tat Karma. And following in the footsteps means pure devotee association all the time. So devotional service is actually practical activity. So one thing we have missed, we can again, it's coming there. So when we see entire everything is Krishna's property, and so how we use it? Sarva upadi vinirmuktam tat paratvana nirmalam rishikena rishikesha sevanam bhakti ruchi. So again, second definition of bhakti is in the sense bhakti ruchate. Everything should be used in Krishna, Rishikesh. So all in that our entire existence also, all our Rishikena. Rishika means senses, all our senses. Isha means master. So Rishikesh means Krishna's name. So he is the master of everybody's senses. So that's why every sense should be used in his service. With Sarva Upadhi Vinirmukta. So whatever Upadhis we are carrying, we should leave that behind. We should have only one Upadhi. What is that? Krishnera Nityada. That is also Bhakti. Okay? It is not ideally sitting, but no ulterior motive, not covered with jnana karma adi. It should be favorable to, and it should be disciplined. Anushilanam. This is Uttam Bhakti. Enthusiasm is there. So our all tasks should be Krishna Artha Akhila Chesta. Chesta means endeavor. Akhil means all, complete endeavor for Krishna's pleasure. And the importance is given. Prabhupada's preaching shows, Prabhupada's preaching in America alone. He shows what patience and not determination. This confidence is a married girl. She has also patience. That with patience and confidence, she gets baby. Similarly, and a practitioner, if he has patience and confidence in Krishna, then avashya rakshite Krishna. He protects and gives everything for his successful execution of devotional service. Tat karma pravartana means we should strictly follow the regulatory principles. Yam and niyam. Follow the 4 prohibitions and positive regulations also. Chant, associate, preach, serve devotees. These are the 9 personal devotional activities. Sangha Tyaga. Vaishnava means he should not be. See, imagine Vaishnava is in the company where few people are drinking beer in a group and some are smoking. How will it look? And it's casual talk. If he is preaching, that's all right. But even though that is asatsanga tyaga, that is the first Vaishnava achar. Achar means behavior. And one should be follow the footsteps of Acharya, who gives us 24 hours process of following these 9 processes of devotion. Sato vritti. Okay? We'll stop here.